Once again, a fantastic intro. Thank you, Ryan. That thing rocks every time I see it. And as always, welcome to Tales from the Film Set. I'm Scott. That's Ryan. That's Day. And we got a bevy of things that we're going to be talking about today. A bevy of Blue Beetle, a bevy of Barbie, and also we'll call it this way, the passing of a torch of a legend. Yes, it's sad. It's a sad day to announce the passing of Charles Martinet, of the voice of Mario, to another actor.
Oh, no. Don't do that, man. All right, it's sad. Look, people were upset enough.
Yeah,
and then
it broke my heart when I saw when you posted it earlier.
I know, but the fact that you went ahead and you were talking like the man passed, like we usually are the kind of people to go ahead and talk about like when someone important passes, and I would say in the world of voiceover and video games, there are very few people that have the name recognition that he does.
Right.
You know, I got a whole bunch of stuff here Mario related when it comes to Charles Martinet, but the announcement was made that he will be stepping down as the voice of Mario after almost 30 years at this point, since I think 1994 was the first time with Super Mario 64, and the first time you ever heard, "It's a me, Mario, hello." And it's one of those things that it's a sad day because of the fact that, I don't know, it's one of the greatest voice actors of all time.
You're right.
And far and away, without a doubt, absolutely the most famous video game voice actor of all time.
And just in time, we have the one guy that's actually met him face to face.
True indeed.
Yes.
So
I've met Mario like 5 times.
So, I'll do that one instead. So
a hug.
It's like the voice of Mario and a bad Link. You know?
Oh! Says the Wish version from Wayne Knight. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh. Oh, dude.
Wow.
Come on, Wayne Knight's
okay, Newman. I'll call you Newman.
Wow.
Look at you with your combed hair and your
my
tie and
Mickey Mouse tie.
He's decked
looking
out
like
nicely.
a proper Mormon.
He's decked out nicely as I'm literally like looking for like really bad like Link cosplay. Which, by the way, that's not the closest thing I've got right there.
He's like something out of like an early 2000s punk movie. Like, look at him. It's like,
dude, he's got a gun in his hand.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Rob with the hair.
Oh yeah. He's that guy that basically is going to
like
get the job.
Double for Matthew Lillard or something. I don't know. It's like,
why, Zoink Scoop? Why, buddy? Oh, man.
Yo, wow. No, do that again.
Why, Scoop? Why, buddy? Oh, man. Fred, Velma, Daphne, where are you?
That is perfect. Wow.
Yeah.
Why, thanks.
Right.
The name's Shaggy Rogers.
That's Shaggy, not to be confused with Norval. Which, by the way, Velma's getting season 2.
Yeah, no, if we want to hear Norville, then we have Day do it.
Norval was the only character on Velma I actually
Really?
Wow.
Like, dude. Like,
but anyway, we got off track way too quick here. But yeah.
But yes, Mario. Actually just saw him this last weekend. At Chicago, I'm at Chicago Fan Expo. That was one of the people I saw was Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, it's crazy to hear the news today that he is retiring, and it's going to be different hearing, because he's not just Mario, he's Luigi, Wario, Waluigi. So he was multiple characters that now, are they going to find somebody that can do those characters, or that now they're going to have to hire different people? To me, after talking to him, it kind of shocked me hearing the news, because he said he was, he liked being at conventions and he likes being Mario. And then
he probably
but I don't think any of
that.
that's going to stop because of this. I'm sure he's still going.
No, I don't think cons will stop. But the question is him not working for Nintendo anymore.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
He's staying on with them in some capacity.
Oh, I thought you said he was isn't he retiring from the character?
The voice.
He's retiring from doing voice work. Yes.
Ambassadorship, I think, is official.
Given his age and everything, it's understandable. Yeah. You see a lot of voice actors, once they get to a certain age and they can't necessarily do things anymore because of like health reasons or Just
Right.
they're not able to get in as much oxygen as they need.
Right.
They will do that. It's just you rarely hear of a voice actor with such a pronounced retirement. Usually, you just hear the voices anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
what I'm saying is, with him retiring from the character, will he still be able to do the voice? Because I know sometimes with certain companies, when you retire from a character, you're not allowed to use the voice anymore.
it could be legal property and all that. I don't know. It's a good question.
That's what I question, because I know, like, for example, when I met Chris Sarandon, a lot of people don't realize, but that's Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mhm.
Right.
I know he didn't retire from the character or anything, but I know he's not allowed to do Jack's voice at conventions at all because Disney owns that. So with him, that begs the question: with him retiring, do they own the rights to Mario?
Can I jump in with a theory on that?
Yes.
The difference here is that Chris Sarandon, I believe, is a SAG actor.
Yeah.
Charles Martinet, like a lot of voice actors, is non-union. So that unless there's an individual contract that Nintendo has that says he is not allowed to legally do the voice anymore, with Nintendo, it is not a union factor.
Would have Nightmare Before Christmas been a SAG project, or because it was?
Yeah, absolutely.
It 100% was a SAG project, which means that Chris Sarandon's work with that is under the SAG jurisdiction. So
Plus,
again, good.
With the Super Mario Brothers movie, they've almost worked in a loophole for Charles Martinet to do the voice, because he can always say he's not doing Mario. He's doing the old guy at the pizzeria from the movie.
He's doing Lario.
Yeah.
Zario.
Yeah, he's doing that bootleg version from Little Chinatown, that you get for half the price. He's doing that version of Mario.
Right.
It sounds exactly the same, but it's not that, so you can't sue him.
Here's where I'm not as convinced on myself. This picture.
What is this?
There's a reason. This is the only picture I was able to really find. This is a picture of Charles Martinet from a 1989 episode of Matlock. It's the only picture I was able to find recently. So Matlock was a SAG project because that was Andy Griffith and Don Knotts and a few other people there. So I don't know if he was FICOR. I don't know if Mario itself, the voice work itself, the gaming is by and large very, very heavily non-union. So I would really, really kind of doubt.
I know when it comes to Charles, there are certain things he will not sign because he said, I'm the face of the company. Which, because I had a Venomized Mario comic where it was Mario having the gamer gauntlet, not the Infinity Gauntlet, but the gamer one, and it was half Venomized, half Mario, sick cover, and he's like, I can't sign this because I'm the face of the company, and I think this is disrespectful to the character. Which
he does strike me as a very loyal guy that way.
Thankfully, I had a actual Mario comic with me, so I went ahead and just swapped it and got my Mario comic signed. But he would sign that. And the thing I love about Charles is he does go full on. If you ever meet him at a con, he will most likely, you're paying $60, but you're not just paying $60 for one autograph. Normally, you're getting multiple characters. Like I've got which I should have showed in my brain just process that I had, is I have a Mario board, chessboard that he did a spot for Mario, then he did a spot for Luigi, and so it was cool. And then it's also got Princess Peach and Bowser, so it's a complete board.
Question for you guys: do you know how he actually got the job as Mario?
No. Actually, I was just going through an IGN
I can basically. In this case here, let me tell the story on this.
All right.
In this case, what ended up happening was he literally crashed an audition for Mario. And he was the last guy. They were closing up shop, and he kind of like begged the sound guy to be like, "Are you willing to give us a shot?" And the guy's like, "All right, fine, whatever." And he's like, "All right, go." And gave Martinet no time to prepare what he wanted to do. So he was just, and it's a great interview where it's like he's an Italian plumber for Brooklyn. So he's like, "What am I supposed to do? Hey, how you doing? I'm Mario. Hey, but he's like, this is a kid's thing. So it's like, it's a me, Mario. Let's make a pizza. We're gonna have a pepperoni. And he just went on for like 30 minutes straight, with just this ad lib of just what Mario sounded like. And the sound guy and the audition guy just, called up Nintendo and said, we found our guy. No effort like that. He crashed the audition, which I think as a result is part of the reason why he was so grateful and so blessed, because he wasn't supposed to be there. He was not supposed to be the guy.
And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it also, didn't he say in that interview that he never played a Mario game beforehand?
He actually did one. He did a voice for one Nintendo game previously. I think we've talked about that, where he was the voice of the announcer for Super Punch Out, like a year
No, I
prior.
meant he never played an actual Mario game.
He
Like
may
he
not
didn't,
have, but
if I'm
but he
not
did work for
mistaken.
Nintendo once.
Yes.
You know, but
And
it's
yeah. So yes, but yeah, this is Charles, and yeah, this was done 2 years ago, but I did just see him last weekend. Very nice guy. They had him all the way at the end of the con, so he didn't get as much pull. Because the way this con worked is they put everybody on the wall. So they put like he was like at the far end of the convention in the corner.
And that's kind of sad, but it's not too expected considering now they are trying to push the idea that Chris is the voice of Mario for the moment until they actually go ahead and have somebody lined up to do the stuff in the games.
The only other reason I could see too is he's Mario, so he could do what he wants, but he always plays the same Mario music over and over at his booth. So I did hear some people kind of complain about that, and that may have been another issue. Kind of like hearing the same music over and over because he blares it, He
like some of the other guests were kind of like, that Nintendo guy is really kind of annoying here.
Yeah, it goes like, playing the same.
When you're the voice of Crash Bandicoot, it's like I don't want to hear that stupid Mario guy.
Yeah, just like we don't want to hear the plopping of the fruits and the constant drumming from him. So
yeah, but
not that I have a thing against Crash Bandicoot.
By the way, I found out somebody else that he voiced from something actually a little bit interesting, where he died. He was the voice of Magenta in the Super Dragon Ball Hero superhero movie. He was the voice of Magenta from Red Ribbon Army, and he died. That was Charles Martinet. I had no idea.
The Dragon Ball movie, he died. I saw that.
Yeah,
I don't remember
the Magenta character died. Yeah, but Charles Martinet was the voice of Magenta in Dragon Ball Superhero, which I find just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
it was a good movie.
Yeah,
it was a great movie. Dude, Gohan's my favorite character. So you know what?
Yeah,
they've screwed him over so many times throughout the series that I'd like to see Beast go. Gohan Beast, because I finally feel like my favorite character has been redeemed, at least for the moment, to fuck him up.
What cracked me up at that movie is it's gotten to a point that I think, which I love this guy too. We just met him that weekend too. But Christopher Sabat, you used to kind of be able to tell the difference between Vegeta and Piccolo because he's both. But at that one, it was like he kind of just, you could tell both characters was him. There wasn't much distinction.
Vegeta wasn't really in it that much. It was a Piccolo movie, and Deus Ex Machina.
That was hilarious.
Every Dragon Ball story is the same. We faced an opponent that's basically stronger than anybody we've ever faced. Deus Ex Machina in the absolute last minute, in the 11th hour, when we're about to lose. Hey, what do you know? We had a sudden power up. Yay, we won. Every single time since Frieza.
Actually, you could say the same thing about Mario, since he gets a new power up every game.
True. I was gonna say, with the thing that I appreciate about the movie is you did have one thing different with that is the fact that Goku.
Goku. And by the way, the official Golu explained basically what the F man. I can't post it because the F bomb. But what are you referring to with the F man? I'm curious about that. Anyway, sorry, Rob, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. I was saying the thing I appreciate about that movie is you basically had a movie you finally you didn't have Vegeta or
my God,
save the day. Vegeta or Goku saved the day.
Dude, I did a video on five things that basically that movie straight up nailed. And one of them was in there that was not the Goku and Vegeta show.
Yeah, because that's normally how it works. So I mean, yes.
Come on, Kakarot.
One of the videos I'm most proud of ever doing, by the way, was that one. So
hey, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. No,
wow. So. That could have been shade, right?
But
no,
anyway.
I am proud of Scott.
Actually, no. I know he meant that.
Okay, focus, children. Focus. Back to the man of the hour, please.
Yes, all right. Yes, Charles.
Now, the thing to be noticing is that all the reports are saying that he is just retiring or stepping back from recording. Mm-hmm. He is still going to be the Mario ambassador, whatever the hell that is. And it's still going to allow him to go around and tour and talk about Mario and share the joy of the character and everything. So basically, Charles Martinet is going to be less of a voice actor and more of a spokesmodel.
Gotcha.
He's going to be doing mall openings and and basically things like that. But it's also one of those things that he'll go to various events like that, possibly graduations. He'll do a graduation speech. It's a me, Mario. Congratulations to all of the graduates of Harvard University.
And now you can punch coins.
Yeah.
It's me, Mario.
A girl's
Enjoy your
education
noise.
is the most valuable power-up you'll ever have.
Yes, we'll have to power up. But it's like I said, it's one of those things that for so many, for me, I'm old enough to remember a pre-era. Being 47 years old, I remember, I was 12 or 11 years old when Super Mario Bros. 1 when I got it in 1987. But for a lot of you guys, this was the only Mario you guys ever knew. That guy. Yeah. And it's such an iconic thing to see that voice for so long stepping down, because there's never been as iconic a voice actor as him, and maybe never will be. Can you really think of any voice actor when it comes to video games? Let me clarify. Video game voice actors that it's bigger than he is.
Nope.
Not when it comes to video games. I was gonna say, if we're talking about voice actors, the only name that to me but it's not known for just one character. He's known for one character. So yes, there's nobody that I can think that has a big name that's just for one character. Now, if we're just talking about regular animation, the first name that jumps in my mind is Jim Cummings, because he's Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too since the 80s.
But that's also, like I said, a wide array. It's like a Rob Paulson kind of thing, where it's a wide array.
Yeah, wider range, not just
as Nintendo.
In video games, no,
and
that's mostly because when you think about how a lot of the video games characters have started, a lot of them didn't have voices.
Yeah.
Link still doesn't have a voice.
No, he just...
Samus got one, but people don't think about it.
Right.
Sonic eventually got one, and
yes,
he's been a recurring actor for him, sure, but it doesn't have the name recognition.
Roger Craig Smith.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
But when you hear Roger Craig Smith, it's like that's almost like 3 first names. It's like that could be anybody.
Right. No.
But Charles Martinet.
The name that's blank in the
guy, voice actor in every single game.
The only other name that's pretty, but I wouldn't say as big as Mario, but now my brain's not working, is the voice of Batman that was from the games, the Arkham games. I can't think of
Kevin
Conroy. That's also the same voice that did the animated series.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy.
No, not the same voice that did the animated series. I'm talking about Troy Baker.
See, that doesn't even qualify. I barely knew that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying he's known for Batman for the games. I'm not talking about the animated series. Obviously, that's Conroy.
I think also here's the other side of it. I think that adds to this, in my opinion.
Okay.
And again, like I said, I come back from Super Mario Bros. 1.
Yes.
We had Mario for 9 years. 9 years of Super Mario 1, 2, 3, and the absolute unbridled passion for 9 years, wondering what this guy sounded like. And then we heard that. And a lot of us, including myself, were like, what the hell are we listening to?
It's like, that was super Italian.
I was so pissed because that was Game of the Year and Dragon Force wasn't. Dragon Force of the Sega Saturn. Dragon Force of the Sega Saturn was a great game. Absolutely, criminally underappreciated. But it fell to second place at like every single gaming, magazine to Super Mario 64. Partly because it's like, it's a me, Mario. Hello. And it just, like I said, became iconic. And it's hard to believe that 29 years has gone by since that, and he's calling it at the age of 67.
Yep.
I'm kind of sad.
Look, don't be sad that he's stopping the voice work. Just be happy that he's still going to be working.
Yeah.
He's still working for a company he loves. He's still going to be part of the character that he basically gave life to.
It's weird.
But it will be sad because we are going to get a new voice for Mario, and I bet you it's not going to sound as near, and it's going to be, it's going to be kind of like how, not saying the same situation, but how Chris Pratt took over as Mario for the Mario movie.
And I'm just going to piss off like everybody that's basically watching right now. Chris Pratt right now is rumored to take over the role as Mario in the games.
Oh
Daily Mail
no!
posted it, and a few other places posted.
No,
He
see, I don't think you'd want to do that necessarily because the Mario in the games is, there is no New York City, there is no Brooklyn feel. Everything that happens to Mario in the games is Mushroom Kingdom and the extended universe. So
I
you
mean-
still have to have something that's more like Mario and less Brooklyn-y.
Kyle,
I mean,
so
with as much
Frank
money
Reynolds
as
from
that
Always Sunny-
movie brought in, it really wouldn't shock me if he does take over.
By
Plus,
the way,
I don't think Nintendo necessarily has the money to pay for Chris Pratt to be voicing everything Mario that isn't a movie.
True.
By the way,
They'll be better off finding somebody who is at least comparable to Charles Martinet, whether it's someone new or it's someone already established in the industry.
By
Right.
the way, in regards to basically Kyle's comment down there, Danny DeVito, can we get it as Frank Reynolds from like Always Sunny?
Oh God!
That is your new Mario, Frank Reynolds. I like whores.
I'm about to get real weird with it.
Oh God.
Oh Lord!
And yes, Nintendo has the money, but like I said, it's one of those things that again,
Just because Nintendo has the money doesn't mean they're going to spend it.
true, it's all about stock price. It's one of those things that it's like a lot of times in sports, when it comes to sports, you have these athletes that are so world renowned that you don't appreciate until they're gone. The Derek Jeters, right now LeBron James is on his way out. You see athletes like that are in there day in and day out, year in and year out, and you're used to them constantly. And then one day, gone. It's next month will be 10 years since Mariano Rivera retired, with the Yankees, which is in this case here, we took him for granted for the last 29 years. Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just thought of an example that would be comparable to Charles Martinet leaving Mario or retiring Mario, kind of like when Earl Jones retired Darth Vader. James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But the only difference is he sold his voice, so we'll still hear that. I'm surprised they didn't do that with Mario, where they would he could sell his voice, because like they said, even when Earl passed, and I don't want him passing anytime soon, nobody attack me for that, but it's eventually going to happen, we'll still have Darth Vader 20 years from now.
Rob is the kiss of death.
James Earl Jones did announce that he is retiring as the voice. He did say he's done with that.
Well, yeah, but he did sell his voice, so they could still use it.
Honestly, that's a pretty good comparison there, because like I said, it's an iconic voice that you see with a character. You see that Mario, you think that voice, and obviously polar ends of the spectrum, one happy Italian plumber versus a guy who's basically one of the, who killed millions of people.
But the difference here is, how often are you going to be hearing Mario's voice in the near future versus how often are you going to be hearing Vader's?
Well, you'll hear Mario all the time, but you'll hear Vader throughout all the, every replay of everything through 6 movies, a TV show that was
Right, but I'm saying, how much new stuff are you really going to be hearing?
Well, but not much.
You may, maybe in the new, or no, sorry, that wouldn't line up time-wise. Sorry. Hayden's going to be in the new Ahsoka series, if you guys saw the trailer. So I was thinking maybe Darth Vader there, but that's before. Or no,
besides Ahsoka already fought fought Darth Vader in season 2 and quasi season 4 of Rebels, which was voiced by James Earl Jones. So that was nice.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and also
Anakin is in the new show. So they may do a Darth Vader, because they do kind of reference it in that trailer. So we may hear it in that. I'm not saying we will, but that was an idea. But I know what you're saying. You're going to hear Mario more than you will with Earl Jones. But I was just saying, in comparison, those are basically the two that compete with each other.
And for kids that are 15 and for kids that are 15 and under, Mario's voice is far more recognizable than that old Darth Vader guy.
How dare you?
Dude, listen, seriously. Look, if you take a 15-year-old kid, who are they going to recognize first, Mario or Darth Vader?
How dare you?
Look, he's not wrong, all right? They're just
the
Vader's just going to hear a scary old man voice. With Mario, it's it's a me.
You mean you don't want to hear this?
Nice.
Oh yeah, no. Let's show kids what emphysema sounds like. That's great.
Listen, kids saw basically the sequel trilogy and were like, The Joker is that old Jedi guy.
Exactly. Yo, when they've already had people do the Joker since Mark Hamill, so
Well, yeah,
so
John
that's
DiMaggio was a good Joker.
not even an issue. But anyway, yes, Charles, you've done great work. Continue to do great work.
Yippee.
Next topic.
All right, just
Barbie.
a little.
Yes, because I do want to see Davion talk a little bit, considering he's probably the only one of us who has actually seen Blue Beetle.
He was pretty quiet for that whole Mario stuff, wasn't he?
No, Rob saw Blue Beetle on Friday. Thank you very
Rob,
much.
Rob has been talking throughout this. Day has been quiet. Day gets a chance.
Yeah. No,
yes. Now, Day, you did give us your review from the advanced screening of Blue Beetle, and I had to question you on this even when you posted it, simply because it seemed like you weren't necessarily sure about the good things you were saying about the movie, and now after seeing what the box office is like, I'm still curious. Like, let us know, how did you really feel about the Blue Beetle movie?
Do y'all really want to know how I felt?
Yes, I want to know how you really felt.
Do you really want to know how I felt?
I just asked you. I really want to know myself.
Okay. So going into the movie, I'm going to be honest with you. The movie started off smooth. It was really smooth. Then the action picked up. And when I say the comedy and the action picked up, the comedy and the action picked up.
Mm-hmm.
George Lopez, hats off. He was hilarious in this film, playing the uncle. Yo, I have to give it up to now. The MVP of the film.
Booby.
Spoilers.
The MVP of the film was Nana.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, she stole the show because she did that. What was that movie? That's not Desperado.
Well, she was in the Predator movie, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was.
Are you talking about the part where she goes that?
Prey.
Prey, yeah. Well,
But,
Predator.
Yeah. So, you ever saw that movie? Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Yes.
I've heard of it. But...
Own it.
Yo, that's what I got. That's the vibe I got from watching her at the end of the film, especially with that weapon she got. Spoiler alert.
Yo, well, I mean, we've seen that in the trailer, haven't we?
Yeah, but you ain't see the full aspect of what she did.
Yes, I can vouch.
Okay, but here's the problem I'm having with what you're saying right now.
Okay.
You're giving props to George Lopez. You're giving props to Nana.
Props
How about the actual lead of the movie?
Yes.
What about Zola Duena, who's currently at your?
You didn't let him
no, but that's the thing. When the first thing you're telling me is like how good the supporting cast is, it doesn't really give me much hope for the lead.
He's trying to give credit to the lower people first before he gives praise to the main character.
The lower people.
The lower people.
Lower,
that sounds like an episode of Doctor Who.
I meant like probably lower paid, or supporting characters.
You're digging a ditch. You are digging a ditch.
Anyways, he's talking about the supporting characters before.
This is why they're on strike, people. This is why they're on strike.
Now, as far as the main character, he did a heck of a job fighting style. Acting was really good. It was believable.
His acting was believable. It was so good. I believed
it. What Dave was saying is like he was saying it was often. It was good. It was believable. You know, they just went down a sliding scale. He definitely
said words on camera. It was fantastic. He said the words. The movie was not as long as other movies out there.
But I will say this: he was good as the character, and when I say believable, I really see him as Blue Beetle.
Okay.
Yes. Also, are you guys? I know this has to do nothing with this, but this just popped up on my screen. Are you guys familiar with the artist Dan Green?
Yes, I've heard.
He just passed away.
Okay. We'll get to that in due time. Yeah,
rest to Dan Green. Sorry.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute.
Dan Green.
He did Captain America and stuff. Sorry, I just popped up on my
we'll
screen,
come back to that.
Sure.
Yeah. But yes, so I also seen this movie too, and I really enjoyed it. I love the acting. I enjoyed the entire thing. There are 2 post-credit scenes. You don't really need to stay for the last one. I'm
You really
sorry.
But
They
the
should've did
second
it-
one is going to blow your minds.
The first one will blow your mind.
The first one is going to blow your mind.
Yeah, they should have reversed it because
Yeah.
the second one's just a silly thing that, to me, I was like, I just waited until the end of the credits for that. If it would have been the other way around, if they would have put the silly one in the middle, and then I waited for the first credit scene, been okay with me, because the first credit scene, let's just say, leads for the second one. And I did see a report that he wants to do a trilogy with the Blue Beetle franchise.
Ooh.
Until
I
you
don't know
see
about that.
it, until you both see it.
Yes.
Ryan,
I want more.
Ryan, I'm going to open this up to you in a minute in this one. But
And I wanted to say one more quick thing. I was really upset that there was an actress that was at my convention for the first time, and she's in this movie. And I didn't know that until I saw her face, and I said, that's Susan Sarandon's in this movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that in advance, or I would have went and met her at Chicago Fan Expo.
Playing what? Ted Kord's sister, I think it was.
I can't give spoilers. Just she's
on IMDb. They have her as a Kord, but I don't think she's like Ted's wife.
No, she's
Chris Sarandon's ex-wife.
She's amazing.
She's Jack Skellington's ex-wife.
But anyways, she was really good. Her acting was amazing. One of my favorite characters besides him, Mr. Blue Beetle, and George Lopez was hilarious. But it made me a little frustrated watching the movie and be like, I had the chance to meet her, and I did not take that chance. I didn't know she was going to be in this, because the only thing that I do know Susan from is 2 things: Rocky Horror Picture Show and Stepmother, because my mom watched that all the time.
Okay.
Stepmother.
So
what I was going to say in this case, and this is where I was trying to bring this back.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, sister.
Yeah. The issue that I've been hearing about this, and this is where the trilogy part comes in, is the fact that this is a dead franchise, because this is not like the James Gunniverse. This is like the original, this is kind of leftover lame duck movie, if you will.
Like they're bringing him into the new DCU just because.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one of the things that I heard about, I watched a review on it a couple hours ago. They said that this movie would have done really, really well 5 years ago. When people were knee deep in the middle of comic book movies, they were okay with characters maybe they weren't that familiar with, But at this point, now that the comic book genre has sort of burned itself out a little bit, something like this, where you throw a comic book character against the wall, it sticks and makes money, doesn't exist anymore. So the Guardians of the Galaxy era, where you're like, okay, I don't know them, but I trust comic book movies enough to know it's okay. This would have been better, like say in 2018.
I agree with that, but at the same aspect, I understand that the first weekend didn't do as high as maybe some expected. Yeah. But with all the good reviews it's getting, I'm really excited to see what will happen second weekend, because that's usually how it is nowadays. Is you wait to hear what people's reaction is first weekend before jumping with, like, let's say, a new character that really nobody knows about. I've heard nothing but good things, and I only have good reviews. It made 40 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there you go. It's 40. It's currently sitting at 43 million, but keep in mind it's also at $120 million budget. So you need to make 240, probably close to 350 even to break even.
Which the question is, because hasn't passed Mario yet, but Barbie's only 70 million away. I'm just gonna say that.
Right? Rob.
Question is, how much longer
I got some stuff on the ceiling right here. I'm gonna just look at my ceiling and roll my eyes while you're talking about this. Go ahead.
Yes, please.
No, my question is, I'm asking, how much longer is Barbie going to stay in the box office is my question, because
it's going to stay there until it breaks Mario. I think they'll pay extra money to try and get at the top spot so they can sit there and brag on it.
See, because I think just to go into the comment here, Mwamba, it's not even that DC's trying to catch up with Marvel. It's that DC just is the first ones to realize that they need an overhaul before Marvel does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, 75 million, but it's almost past.
But
Now, let me say this. It is fortunate for Warner Brothers because while Barbie is pretty much the biggest release the company has ever had, even beating out heavy hitters like The Dark Knight and such, the fact that it has finally been beat after its like 4-week run by another Warner Brothers property, that's good for the company.
Yeah.
What do you mean
I
by
will say that.
What do you mean by beats? Like, because I saw something Blue Beetle.
Well, because Blue Beetle is #1 at the domestic box office over Barbie by about 4 million. So
but
just barely edging out Barbie for the top spot.
Because what I did notice is Barbie made 70 million this weekend, but that includes.
Whoa! Pause. What
That's
did
not
Kyle
a pause.
say? What did Kyle say? Whoa! Want to know how DC can stop hiring that hack Zack Snyder?
Well, the Snyderverse is officially dead, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Well, the full cut of Justice League was good. Thank you. The full cut.
Yeah.
Yes, that everyone watched while we were at home during the pandemic, and we had all the hours to kill.
No, yeah, but yes. So yes, what confused me is I guess domestically is what they meant because Barbie made $70 million this last weekend, but it was worldwide because last weekend it was at 1.2. It was about 1.2, so it made about 70, 80.
We got videos coming out on that, by the way.
Gran Tourism.
Dude, autocorrect is a bitch, and everyone knows that.
Well, right idea, different
Gran
series.
Turismo.
Yes.
No, because there is a show called The Grand Tour that does deal with cars, but that's a whole different thing on Amazon Prime, which I love. I love The Grand Tour.
I'm tired of Kyle disrespecting a great director. How dare you, Kyle? Kyle, what is wrong with you, Zach?
Okay. Day, save that anger for Wednesday when you see him face to face.
But at least Transformers made more than John Wick.
Sit there and talk about
my God! Like we can't even get through
9:30 Eastern. YouTube.com/StreamPunkCombat.
Yes, I said what I said, Ryan.
Poor DC. But here's the thing. Okay, Just DC aside. They obviously have one more movie still coming out this year. That's going to be Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom this December. Not sure how that's going to do. Not really caring. I want to focus more on Warner Brothers here because right now, Warner Brothers itself is in a very timely position. Oh my God, Kyle, stop for a second.
Kyle,
why must you stir the pot?
Barbie's about to pass Frozen.
That's Rob's job.
Here, look at Magenta. Go look at me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right idea, different suit. All right. But yeah, Warner Brothers is in a very ideal position right now.
Right.
Because after Barbie, and yes, unfortunately, the Blue Beetle is a little bit of a skip and a jump from what Barbie was. But Warner Brothers right now could potentially have like the best remainder of the year.
Yeah.
And I want to believe that after Barbie and after Blue Beetle, they have learned from their mistakes and they can continue on 2024 and further with James Gunn's visions, with a different idea about where they want to put their marketing and what they want to do with certain film franchises. Because if you look at the remainder of the year that they have, which I have a screenshot here, so this way I can refer back to it. They have The Nun 2, which is going to play well for October audiences. They've got Dune Part 2 coming out. They've got Wonka. They've got The Color Purple, which is going to probably play really well during the Christmas season.
Yes.
And this is all during a year where Disney has pretty much flopped movie after movie after movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And on the other end, Warner Brothers Anime is pretty much doing gangbusters too. Harley Quinn's new season's doing well. My Adventures with Superman. Everyone's apparently in love with Lois Lane all of a sudden. And even other things from Cartoon Network, like Genndy Tartakovsky's Unicorn Warriors Eternal.
The thing that keeps showing up at when you look up
fantastic stuff all around.
Yeah.
There's one other thing that's actually also a part of this is DC right now and its collaboration very heavily with HBO Max versus what's going on with Disney right now. with Disney looking to sell things off, stock prices dropping, right now,
Apple possibly buying them.
and also Apple possibly buying, and then right now there's massive legal issues because apparently the books were being cooked, and now they have to deal with legal battles and going to court over this. Marvel right now is going to be a byproduct of all of the Disney issues that are going on right there.
Right.
And whereas DC can be a little bit more independent, and in a really odd way of saying it, despite Zaslav and all that, a little more independent as a result. And in this case here, also the DC animated universe, the animated movies are fantastic.
Right.
I mean, my God, the animated movies are basically like, comic orgasm when it comes to basically how to turn it into a movie.
Apocalypse War itself is the multiversal animated movie we all want.
Dude, Flashpoint was fantastic. Even the stuff with Adam West and Burt Ward were great.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Dude,
they had William Shatner as Two-Face.
William Shatner was there, but there was an episode. There was an episode in there where they're like, basically, it's like, they're trying to jaywalk, and Robin's like, we got to hurry. No, no, Robin, as deputized citizens of the law, we have a responsibility. Quickly, Robin, to the crosswalk.
And the thing is, even after Kevin Conroy's passing, they've still been able to work Batman pretty well. They basically have two different versions of Batman. You've got the cartoony Batman, who's voiced by Diedrich Bader, and then you have the new serious Batman, who's being voiced by Jensen Ackles, who I think is doing a great job.
Yeah.
They are all cylinders with what to do animation-wise.
Yeah.
And hopefully they have learned from that and may be able to utilize that going forward, because the live action stuff is maybe a little bit too expensive, too much CGI being utilized, and they have now been butthurt by all the constant losses. So maybe now it's time to actually flip the script, give Gunn the Creature Commandos animated series that he wants to do. Let him do his one Superman movie, see how that pans out now that he has a new cast for it, which the cast looks great. Right. Warner Brothers is in a position where they can actually go ahead and take on their biggest rival and win. We have not seen that since probably the early 2000s.
And I still want a DC versus Marvel movie.
What's that?
I still want a DC versus Marvel movie.
That will happen sometime between never o'clock and never.
Hey,
no. I have to agree with Rob on this one
because of the fact that James.
No. I'm gonna say it. James Gunn did mention, and Warner Brothers did mention that. Matter of fact, not just Warner Brothers, Ed Boon from the creator of NetherRealm Studios have mentioned about doing a crossover with Mortal Kombat. I mean, DC versus Marvel.
Yes, but that's not something we're going to see anytime soon.
No, I'm not saying time.
How long did Roger Rabbit take to become a thing?
In this lifetime, I hope that.
Wait, give me a second. Dag that. No DC versus Marvel, please.
Robert's got the right idea. It didn't work in the comics. It's not going to work now.
Marvel versus DC.
Now Marvel.
Yes,
that will work.
That would work. And listen, they've obviously got.
For all we know, that's going to be Secret Wars. Who knows?
I mean, DC versus Marvel could work. I mean, why not?
Well, not as much as the second one, Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah, but a lot of time nowadays, people don't even know what Capcom is. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
My generation doesn't.
Yes, they do.
The next generation doesn't really.
Devil May Cry.
You go ask a 12-year-old who Mega Man is, and they probably don't know who that is.
They do Street Fighter.
Rob! You did not just seriously say that.
I did, because this next generation...
You're telling me people don't know Mega Man. They don't know the Blue Bomber.
You know what? I think he's right. I hate to say it, but I think... Listen, Rob, you suck ass for saying that, but I think you're right. Because you hurt my childhood.
I'm going to have to stop you. I'm going to have to disagree on that one.
Okay, hold on.
Wait. Pause. Let me finish. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. Because my 8-year-old god sister, who comes up here, knows what Mega Man is.
Yeah, but did you introduce? I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure I could go make a poll right now.
I'm pretty sure there is faith.
I'm just saying, majority
God, give me a leaf shield to protect me from Rob, please.
Yeah, get your
I'm just
wood
saying,
gun
majority of today's generation does not know much about Capcom. So that's
how you gonna say that? They know about Street Fighter. What is wrong with you, Rob?
not really though. But yeah,
basically Davion versus Rob.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that. But I will say we were talking about Warner Brothers
the same
this
number
week.
of letters, by the way. Blue Beetle, Blue Bomber.
We were talking.
Kyle, stop.
I can't, Kyle.
No, Kyle.
You say Blue Beetle? Yeah. Yeah, Blue Beetle is Mega Man. What? No. But I will say, speaking of of Warner Brothers, the funniest crossover Funko Pop happened this week, and I did get it. They did a Bugs Bunny as Buddy the Elf Funko Pop this last week, and that dawned on me. I didn't realize that Elf was a Warner Brothers project until just recently, and I had to do research because I'm like, when did Elf become? Because back in the day, it wasn't called Warner Brothers when Elf came out in theaters. It was New Star Cinema, I think, right? Something like New Line
company
Cinema
got absorbed. Yes.
Yeah, and then I found out in 2007 is when it got absorbed to Warner Brothers. So I found that out this week. So that was a cool little fun fact. But yeah, so yes, they're doing a Bugs Bunny as Buddy the Elf, because there's a Fred Flintstones they did a Fred Jones, but to see Buddy the Elf as, so it was funny.
Okay.
Does he have a candy cane carrot?
I wish. Oh, I think what are we about to watch? Oh, I've seen this. Yes. I've seen this. I love it.
I didn't see this.
I don't know what this is. Oh, God, no.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger as Elf.
Buddy the Elf is your favorite camera.
I can't.
Yes. Dad, you want me to sing you a song?
Okay, so you've already seen this. All right, that's
it's so weird seeing a young-faced Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like...
No, so
it's like without the wrinkles on the forehead, it doesn't even look like him.
No, so the funny joke about that, before this was ever made, me and my friend, because I do Arnold's voice, it was nice to meet you. Get to the chopper if you want to live. So my friend's like, you should do Arnold's voice as Buddy the Elf and just say lines. So I'm like, Buddy the Elf, it's your favorite color. So then when I saw that
by
video,
the way, but I just want to point out that guy. His name is Brian Monarch. He's a voice actor who does stuff like this, and then uses the deep fake to be, in this case, that. Or I think I may have sent you guys the video of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Marty McFly from Captain America: Civil War.
I think I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah, I sent that to you guys. So in this case here, he's the one that does the voice of it. He did another one today from the I Love Lucy Vitamita Vegemin sketch as Arnold.
Yeah.
And it was just so absolutely amazing. I loved it. So now, Brian Monarch, whoever you are, I'll find you. We'll get you on. We're gonna make you do voices for our own amusement here.
So another thing we brought up about 3 weeks ago about AI.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard about the thing that happened this last week, but somebody made a post and they used the voice actress's voice and said, well, I can't afford them, so I'm just going to AI them. And that was Great Griffin Delilah.
There's work being done in Congress to try and make that less legal.
And
it's going to take a while.
Yeah, they're like, well, I'm just going to use these. I'm going to use this person's voice because I can't afford them, so I'm just going to AI. Well, Gray responded. For anyone that doesn't know who Gray is, that's Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents, Mandy from Billy and Mandy.
Got it.
She's
Gray Griffin or Gray DeLise, however you want to say her name.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
is it Griffin or DeLise? I forget.
Well, I keep saying Gray Griffin DeLise. I thought it's Delilah, if I'm not mistaken.
It's okay. It's okay. You
anyways, so, but she's Vicky. And she's Daphne from the Scooby-Doo, basically 2000s and up. So, anyways, so I wanted to bring that up because I know we talked about AI in the past, and so, and then somebody else made a response and said, "Oh, I'll use your voice," and it's starting to be a big deal right now because, it's a legal thing that people are just wanting to use AI because they don't have the funds to use the people, and that's
interesting point.
Yeah, it's starting to be a big thing.
I looked at, I've watched videos that, there's some really clever things on there where like Frank Sinatra does Gangster's Paradise or something
Yeah.
like that, or Freddie Mercury does My Heart Will Go On, which is, by the way, it's a fantastic cover.
Right.
It's all AI. But at the same time, when you start to do stuff like that, where it's like, I'm going to take a shortcut because I can't use, like, obviously I can't afford the actual actor. So let me use a shortcut and get a 99% copy of it and throw that in the film. Then it becomes a legal issue. And apparently Google has met with Congress to talk about
it becomes like a fair
use
use issue almost.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the same idea of like when you're
It's very
using a
gray
musical
area.
track and you're not paying for the music or anything, then you can get busted for that sort of stuff if the person that made the music comes after you. And that's probably what's probably going to happen with a lot of this. They're probably going to give actors who go ahead and do the contracts and have the actual receipts for this sort of stuff to be like, hey, that's not me. I didn't sign up to do that. You can't prove it. Stop it. And that'll be it.
Because that I'm actually seeing going to Dragon Con next week, and wait, what is that?
Again, he's got like no forehead wrinkles. It's so weird.
Is this Arnold?
That's Tom
No,
Holland.
that's Tom Holland.
Oh, Tom Holland. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't think that was Arnold, but yeah, Tom Holland. They didn't they do a short where Tom Holland was Marty?
They've done a lot of stuff like that with with him and usually Robert Downey Jr. in some facet or form.
Yeah, it was Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland. I seen something,
which kind of makes sense. But like I said, in this case here, this is just a deep fake, so it's funny, it's cute, and obviously so far it's okay. But like I said, it's like I can't afford Tom Holland, so let me get Tom Holland Days, something that's like because he's the sauce. And you get something that's 99% accurate. Sorry, I realized the pun as I was saying it.
So it just that's one thing I figure I'd bring up because it is starting it like you said. It's going to be a thing where they're going to start being able to copyright. They should be able to. I mean, you didn't have to deal with this stuff, 5 to 10 years ago as much. Obviously people have messed with things, but the fact that now AI is taking over and they're like, okay, I'm just going to AI their voice and be okay with it, and it wasn't a kid, but it was someone that was younger.
Well, the problem is the fact that with AI stuff like this, and it's funny because I watch a lot of the the Facebook groups involving crew, and they joke about how AI has so far to go, and it's not going to match real writers. It's not going to. It's like, dude, give it time.
Yeah,
that thing is. It is a statistic. I'm going to scare you guys if you don't know this fact. It is a statistical fact that more than half of the AI scientists, scientists that are researching AI, more than half of them believe that there is a greater than 10% chance that we are actually going to go extinct because the AI is going to get too smart and kill us all.
Then why did we make it?
Because we were so focused on basically whether or not we could, we never stopped to think if we should.
Okay, Dr. Malcolm.
Dude, tell me he's wrong. Tell me he's wrong.
Haven't you seen iRobot?
Dude, Asimov and Philip K. Dick were only the beginning. These guys saw Orwell. They saw this shit years ago.
Yeah.
Can
we go on a happier note?
How about those Mets? That's happier.
Because that's.
You mean the Tiny Toons? Is that what you want to go?
Oh yes.
Yes,
God,
absolutely.
No.
There are very few things where I go member berries as opposed to the rest of you people. I want my goddamn Tiny Toons back, and I'm getting it.
Rob's gonna get attacked for this, but I've never seen Tiny Toons, so ta-da!
Oh, you know what?
Well,
I'm okay.
It's your fault. It's on Hulu.
You guys.
I think it's on Hulu still.
The thing about
sorry.
Sorry. The thing about Tiny Toons is that was before his time, but it was
was this basically just Looney Tunes, but not?
No, what it was basically, this was the first, Steven Spielberg's first ever animated series, really. So before he did Freakazoid, before he did Animaniacs, he did something where it was a new generation that are going to a toon school that's being taught by Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig,
So would these be the
Pepe
kids?
Le Pew.
Would these be the kids? Because I'm seeing similarity. Obviously,
there's similarities, but these aren't exactly the offspring of the classics. They're
that one looks like Porky the Pig. Then the one looks up there looks
Hampton.
like Coyote.
Well, that's Hampton.
Yeah, and Buster and Babs, who, by the way, are not. They're apparently like siblings now. They're not. The whole running gag was like Buster and Babs, Bunny, not related, no relation. But
be honest,
apparently,
Yeah,
looks
but now
like
there's going to be a
Lola-
relation. But
looks
they
like
had a
Lola
nice little
and Buzz.
romance in the original series, so it was like it's kind of upsetting that they're going to take that
there
away.
was a little underlying romance between the two of them, yes. And even like Plucky and Shirley, who's Shirley, by the way, now who looks far more like psychic and Shirley MacLaine than she did.
Oh yeah, no, that Shirley got crystals.
Yeah.
You can just tell by looking at her. She collects crystals.
Yeah.
So these are all in the same universe as Looney Tunes, then, is what I'm understanding.
Yes. Acme Acres is pretty much its own little like island. Like you know how you see Space Jam, the first one, and you had that
Yes.
whole
We
world
don't
that
talk about
the good
Michael
one,
Jordan got pulled into.
We don't talk
Think
about the second
that,
one.
but expanded.
Okay.
Yeah. It
So
had
it's a completely tune-oriented society.
Because if you look at all these characters, and that's why I asked if they were offsprings, because every single one that I'm seeing basically looks like, you got the Tweety, you got Lola Bunny, you got Porky the Pig, you got Bugs Bunny, you got Daffy Duck, you got a Pepe Le Pew, you got the Coyote, you got the Kitty Cat.
Well, that was the idea. Those were their mentors.
Yeah.
Okay. It just looks
So
like
I mean, everyone
offsprings.
looked up to their own specific one in order to like learn how to become a better tunester.
Okay.
And it's actually, that's how it was before back in the day
Yeah.
when they were just.
But now
you
they're
like my
brother
ears
and
better up or down.
so now they're brother and sister.
Yeah, which is going to be weird. I
So
think
we have quote.
unless they're step brother and sister, I don't know how that's going to work.
Well,
we
they
have
get into
a
like an etchy stuff, basically in anime.
so we
By
have
the
a
way,
Princess
Monty and
Leia
Elmira are
and-
back.
Yes, we are
Yeah.
getting
and a
them.
Luke situation.
Yeah,
No.
Monty and Elmira are going to be.
What
In
do you
fact,
mean,
Cree
no?
Summer is coming back to voice Elmira,
Yes.
which
What do you mean no? Princess Luke,
Good,
they
good,
almost kissed, and
Let
then you
Ryan
find out.
finish before you vent in my direction.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's actually funny when you think about it. Out of all the characters from Tiny Toon Adventures, Elmira is the one that's got like the longest career because of her integration into Pinky and the Brain.
Which, by the way, can I point out, Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain? I'm going to be honest, was actually a really good show because even in the the intro song, it's like it's what the executives want. So why should we complain? And they were just like, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to write whatever we feel like. It was actually entertaining because you could tell the writers were just completely checked out and didn't care.
Right.
And that's the legendary Maurice LaMarche and Rob Paulson.
Yes, who, by the way, in this case, can I piss on this one? That is not Charles Adler and Tress MacNeille this time. They got new voices instead of the classic voices for the two characters.
Which I can understand because you are going to be reintroducing these characters, which really haven't had any life since Tiny Toon Adventures. So
And
give
yet,
them something of a more
reboot,
youthful
as shitty
voice.
as that was, had the original voices.
But
No,
why?
but it's the same idea what they did with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. If you're going to be introducing these characters to a younger audience and try to get them into these characters, go with younger voices that they'll be able to latch on to.
And yet you
They're
got
already bringing back, but
why?
they're already bringing back enough of like the old school actors, voice actors, to voice the originals. They've got Eric Bauza, they've got Jeff Bergman, they've got a lot of the classic voice actors doing the original tunes. So yeah, you have the differential.
That would be like bringing back, like how they're bringing back the X-Men and giving them new voices just because people may not be familiar with the other X-Men. I'm sorry, but they should have, if the people are still alive, they should have brought back the originals and it would work. I understand money, but if there's so many people excited to see this, the older generation may not watch this because of the fact that they changed.
Yeah, so there's your cast list right there.
For every new voice, you've got a coming back voice.
It's like the Powerpuff Girls. When they did that remake of the Powerpuff Girls, they didn't ask any of the original voice actresses to come back to play the roles. Or it's like with Scoob, when they recasted, instead of Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, they didn't even ask him. They didn't ask any of the cast to come back besides Frank Welker, which is Scoob.
Well, Frank Welker, he just sits there and just goes, Reggie.
Right. And because Frank of that
Welker
fact,
is like the king of just like animal voices.
But still, I'm liking what they're doing with this. I like that a lot of the characters pretty much have their own original look. I like that some of them have clothing now. That's very helpful. Looking at you, Furball, with the shirt on for some reason. And you know what? I'm very hopeful for this because of all the stuff that they've brought back, of all the stuff that they've rebooted. This is the one I'm looking forward to.
And
this
also,
one I'm very happy to see.
To go back to your Turtles, how is the Turtles doing box office? Because right now it's not winning.
Probably going to be doing better than Blue Beetle at the end of the day.
I don't know. We'll see.
And plus, we have Gran Turismo coming out this weekend, which I would like to think is going to be number one in comparison.
No, Kyle, it really wasn't. Listen, there was no Paul Rugg. There was no Tom Ruger. I talked to Paul Rugg about this. He was professional. Let's leave it at that.
They brought a lot of politics in that new show.
Which is part of the reason I fucking hated it.
Was tepid.
I hate politics in my cartoon shows. I hate politics. I hate politics in general. I don't care which side of the fence. I'm not even talking which side of the fence. I just don't want politics in my escapism. I'm really hardcore on that.
I stopped watching it after it was like the 4th episode when they did the full politic where they made the character look like a certain character.
But yeah, we never watched season 2. We watched season 1, but also the problem that existed with the Animaniacs reboot is you didn't have any of the other characters, so it lost that variety show feel that the original series had.
You didn't get Slappy until like the last episode.
Yeah, okay. But you had Slappy. You had Mindy and Buttons. You had
was Pinky and the Brain not in it?
Chicken Boo.
They were definitely they were the other half. That was it.
They dumped it was Pinky and it was basically Warner Brothers and Dot, and then Pinky and the Brain. That's all it was. So it lost that variety and that unexpected what am I getting next kind of thing that the original series had. Sometimes the original series would just pop out into time for another good idea, bad idea, or that one kid that would just be like, okay, one time Randy Beeman's mom, and it was just these stupid little cuts.
I loved Reader and Run. Bernadette Peters singing a song every time she was on. Absolutely.
I liked her a lot more later. As a kid, I wasn't big on the Read and Run thing. I felt that it slowed it down, but now I listen to it. It's like, my God, that's amazing.
Oh yeah. No, that song when they were in Egypt. Oh, that's still.
Oh yeah. She's treated like a goddess. Yeah.
No, they didn't get killed off. That was one of the episodes where it was like a hunter, but he didn't really get them. He was Chicken Boo.
Yeah.
I was going to say something. So with this Tiny Toons thing, is this more them going to college or they still like adolescents and high school?
Reboot is a cash grab.
Basically, the way the original show was, it was more of a high school oriented environment because at the time they were definitely doing things for younger audiences. But now with this, I think they are trying to bring the Luniversity up to that university level. You see it with a lot of the imagery that they're showing where it's like there's dorms and stuff now. So you're going to get a little bit more of integration of how life is for them in college rather than just trying to establish what, a Toon kid's life is in Acme Acres. Which I'm not too upset about that simply because we saw the school life on the original show to an extent. We saw them in class and at the one show, and that was really about it. All the adventures were taking place outside of that. If we're going to do more adventures inside the college and really be able to stretch out what you can do with that, then absolutely go with it. Oh no. That was Good Feathers.
The Good Feathers, but there was the God Pigeon.
Yeah, there was a God Pigeon.
Well, yes, that was God Pigeon. But then,
so would this be considered a reboot, or is this just an extra season in theory if it's following the story?
Definitely reboot, because they are changing aspects of the characters. Okay. Like we said with Buster and Babs as them not being romantically linked. At least I hope not, because I don't need that image in my head if they're actually going to be siblings and they're going to try to do this. I don't care if they're
It almost sounded like Richard Lewis right there. It's like I hope not. Alabama? I really kind of don't that. But like I said, I don't know. I mean, everything is reboot and cash grab and quick coin. Then I'm looking at this and thinking to myself, I'm
hopeful. I really am hopeful because
Tiny Toon Adventures, in my mind, paled by comparison to original Animaniacs. But you can see where Steven Spielberg was getting his ideas from, and you can see where the trajectory was going to Animaniacs. Animaniacs, the original one, was classic. This was the precursor where you kind of got a feel for what they could do. Like, for example, his Indiana Jones parody or various things like that were just smart. Or Baby Plucky. My wife and I still quote Baby Plucky all the time. Toilet, water go down the hole. It was just, exactly.
Or even when he was doing the mini golf, it's like, blue ball go down the hole.
Congratulations, son. You're going to be
I want my blue ball.
when Baby Plucky keeps whacking his dad in the nuts with the golf ball, he's like, congratulations, son, you're about to be an only child.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go watch that now. I
Dude,
seriously
you
am.
have to. Like I said, it was
Wait,
just
Rob, hold on, Rob. Everything's okay. You just look at.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, so I'm just being quiet.
Oh,
Yes, that's another. Oh, I really hope they play up Go-Go.
Oh, Go-Go.
Go-Go was like the
Go-Go's
Go-Go was the
Dodo.
Deadpool of the Toonsters.
Yeah, like Rob's never seen this show, so Rob has no idea what you guys are talking about. So
And to the point that Rob is talking about Rob in the third person because Rob is talking about Rob.
Yeah, because Rob loves doing that.
Yes. Now, basically, here's my question: if you take money from yourself, is Rob robbing Rob?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
Here, let me take money for myself. No.
But I don't know. Like I said, I'm curious, but I'm not gonna pee all over myself on this.
I might pee a little. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I might pee a little.
I'm glad we're seeing you from the chest up. But I don't know. Like I said, I there's just so many reboots. There's, you know what it is? There's so much content now that it's like I got my select stuff. I mean, I got What We Do in the Shadows. I got Archer, the final season. By God, we have not talked about that yet. The final season of Archer starts next week.
Well, we'll take care of that next week when it comes out.
Yeah, I have
that.
predictions on that. So, but it's like I said, there's just so much stuff. I mean, here's the thing: I will wait for Ryan George to do a pitch meeting on that show because that way I don't have to watch the show. I just watch the pitch meeting and I'm done.
Exactly.
Well,
Dude,
I mean, he is a Ryan, so I give him credit. But
yeah, Ryan's respect.
Yes.
Can I just say this? I don't know who basically posted pitch meeting on the Facebook group, but I have become obsessed with pitch meeting. I have watched like 100 of them over the last week.
I think I don't know. I
don't know. But dude, I've been sitting there and I have just plowed through all the Harry Potter, the X-Men one, the Avatar one. Dude, I have just gone nuts for that because they are so well done. I love the crap out of all of them.
I think there was a pitch meeting of something we talked about, and I think I may have sent it, and that's why I sent it. But if it wasn't me, then congrats to whoever it was.
yes, Mwamba, he was. Well,
Montana
Monty was basically like Yosemite Sam, but with money.
Yeah. LLA to go down a hole.
Well, actually, that's like the biggest question I have for a lot of the characters. How are they going to be portrayed in this more sensitive environment? We already know that they're changing Buster and Babs. I don't know what they're doing with Plucky. I don't know what they're doing with Hampton. I know with Sweetie, they're giving her more of an attitude, like a little bit more of an edge, as opposed to just being like the cutesy one.
So your basically thing is, how are they going to relate it with today's generation and change probably the aspects of most of these characters? Is basically what's going to happen.
Just for modern audiences.
Right. And again, considering it's going to be in a college environment, that automatically is going to change some of the driving forces behind what they necessarily want.
Will a character be gay or LGBTQ plus AI alpha omega gamma?
Of course.
I think so, yeah.
That's I hate to say it, but that's an almost that's in everything.
Pull up the characters again.
Hang on.
What day?
So everybody asked, who's going to be the LBGT character of the show?
Babs or Hampton? Be my guess.
I'm going to say
Daffy.
The girl.
Oh.
The duck girl.
Babs or Shirley?
Shirley.
Actually, it could be Sweetie.
Sweetie
I can see it being Sweetie.
On the left, Sweetie Bird?
No, I don't say Sweetie. I say the duck girl.
Shirley?
Yeah. Shirley's going to be the LBGT.
Come on, you have to have at least one romance angle in the whole show. If you're not going to do it with Buster and Babs, at least do it with the ducks.
Or maybe Fifi LaFume and Shirley get into a lesbian relationship.
Yeah. I would do that to my boy Hampton. That was the only cross-species relationship in the whole show.
All right,
Hampton and Fifi.
Kyle votes Fifi LaFume.
I mean, it's a very, that's why.
That's where I learned Particle Man, by the way. Can I point that out?
It's like, that's probably, we're going to probably, like you said, it's either going to be mentioned.
Oh, Mom, but there is a Dizzy. Dizzy's right over there behind Sweetie.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
hang on.
It will be interesting to see.
I don't think it would be
I don't know what
Dizzy.
they did to his eyes, but he's crazier looking than usual.
I don't think Dizzy's going to be gay, but I mean,
no,
Hampton might
it's
be gay.
not. I think he's going to be the one that's either an athlete or he's going to be the party doofus.
He's going to be the ADHD kid, whereas that was Babs in the original series.
Yeah.
So do we have a release
McNeil,
date?
like every voice she does.
Yes, it is releasing September 9th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll go closer to it.
I think.
And then we have something Tuesday.
It isn't the 9th.
Oh,
right?
Ahsoka.
yeah.
Ahsoka comes out Tuesday.
Ah, Ahsoka, nah. Person man, hit on the head with a frying pan.
Yes, okay, September 9th.
Person man, here's a man.
And then
You know, it's funny. I'm trying. Here's the thing. I'm trying to work through right now the entire discography of They Might Be Giants. There's a lot of weird crap in there, way beyond things like Particle Man and all the in Istanbul. There's like, I killed a bird. It made me cry. It's like, what the hell am I listening to? They Might Be Giants, man. Come on.
Oh no! When they were doing parody stuff, like the whole Night Gallery special that they did,
but like their early stuff when they couldn't.
how I spent my summer vacation,
pre like Istanbul and like pre the third album, they had some weird stuff. It's like, I got a flat tire. I was stuck in the mire. Maybe I'm a liar, and it was like, what am I listening to? This is the Istanbul guys.
it was just inane stuff. It was Freakazoid before Freakazoid.
Oh,
Exactly.
dude, creepy.
But yes, I've got an exciting announcement for next week, by the way.
Okay.
So-
Okay, I guess we're done with Tiny Toons. All right, cool. Moving on.
I'm content. I just wanted to get that out
Yeah.
there because, like we did say, Warner Brothers Animation has been like pretty much hitting on all cylinders. So I have nothing but faith in that show.
Before we do go, Dan Green just passed away.
You mentioned, you want to mention that?
Yeah.
I don't know everything he was known for because I don't have like him pulled up, but I know he was known for he was an artist and he did some of the Captain America. I don't know if he did all. The notification popped up and I saw one of the older comic books and he just passed today. So
All right.
Dang, man. It's like everybody's gone, man.
a lot of people, yeah.
Well,
and-
people age.
No,
Yeah.
not even age. You got even younger people.
Yeah. I mean, that's why when I go to these events and stuff, I know I talk about my Comic Cons, but I pick certain people because if they were to pass, I'm gonna be devastated. Michael J. Fox, he's not in best shape, so I was happy I got to see him when I did.
Yeah.
He's not doing. He's one of the ones.
I get that. I mean, he's only 62 too.
He's only 62, but his Parkinson was really bad. You could tell the con did overbook him. And I was happy to, yes. But the good thing is, I don't know if it's half or what percentage goes to his foundation. So I think that's one of the biggest things of him doing that is so he can raise more money for his foundation.
Respect. That sounds like a Michael J. Fox thing to do.
Yeah.
But all right.
So any happy notes to end the show on?
I'm
Well,
sorry.
all right. You know what? Okay, I'm going to give you a happy note. Next week we're going to be talking about One Piece and Archer. It pains me to say it, but I'm starting to get really interested in Netflix One Piece. I have doubts. I question whether or not this is going to be good or it's going to Netflix, but there's enough in there that I have some degree of hope that it will not absolutely be 12 levels of suck.
Does this come out this week?
Next week.
Next week.
Like before our next show or no?
After.
Oh,
wow.
Dan
By the way,
Snyder.
By the way, yeah, that was the thing. Nobody in this side is going to recognize who the hell Dan Snyder is. So
What did Dan Snyder do?
it's the whole Washington football team, Commanders, Redskins.
Oh, that Dan
Sentinels.
Snyder.
Sentinels. I have the jersey in my closet from the 2000 movie of the replacements with Keanu Reeves.
But yes, thank you for looking forward to the show now. I have watched ever since we talked about it. I was like, let me watch the original One Piece now that we have the dubs. I am now at Thriller Bark.
Okay.
That's how much I have watched up to.
You've plowed through these.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, it's easy to figure out once you realize how, like, at a certain point, once it became HD, they recapped so much of the original episode. They had no ending credits. The original credits are, like, 2 minutes to 3 minutes long. You can fast forward through this stuff easy.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and if you decide to watch it at a speed above, like, I mean, if you listen, I used to plow through these episodes at like 380% and get through an episode of that or JoJo in like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the intro, the outro, the preview of the next episode, Demon Slayer, I did like 200%. You know, it was just one of those things.
That's a really good show.
Hmm.
Demon Slayer, I love.
Oh God, is that actually a thing?
What?
No, they are. Yes, they are doing the Good Burgers.
No.
They are doing the Good Burgers movie, and it actually looks good.
Did they put out a trailer?
I guess.
What? Oh God, no! Oh my God! Like,
well,
I just got over orange soda. I can't do no more orange.
26 years after the event of the first film, inventor Dexter Reed reunites with his coworker Ed at the old workplace, Good Burger.
Yeah, dude.
Oh God, no.
And fun fact.
No.
I mean, I guess Kel Mitchell needs the work, but still.
Which one was the skinnier one?
That was Kel.
Kel
is the voice of T-Dog from Clifford the Big Red Dog. Fun fact.
Like I said, he needs work.
Yeah.
But we already know what Keenan's been up to. He's been on SNL for like forever and a day.
Dude, he is the longest cast member in SNL history now.
Now, I will tell you,
that was beating who was it before that? It was Ladies Man.
Yeah. Oh crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Scott, I will let you know when you played the Arnold video earlier, there's no sound.
Oh, I did that deliberately.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I do that to make sure YouTube doesn't catch it.
Okay.
So, yeah, because it's all the illegal stuff and everything. That's why I'm doing a screenshot only right now of Good Burger 2, and you're seeing what Keenan and Kel look like.
And of course, it's going to be on Paramount Plus because they own Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I know we did the Mario the one time, so that's why I was just asking.
I got it. Here's the thing: I do a couple of things clipped here and there, but I'm really, really, really trying to be careful when it comes to the whole legal thing. You know, I like not being sued.
Yeah.
By the way, I guess Abe Vigoda's not going to be in this one.
Yeah.
I gotta say, he hasn't aged much.
Look really. The two of them look really. Now the girl, I guess, to his on the right side of the screen, is that his kid or something? Because that hair matches perfectly.
I mean, if you play the trailer, I guess you'd find out. But
I'm not. Like I said, I'm not going to play audio live on this one.
Right.
I mean,
listen,
that'd be kind of messed up, though. I mean, working with your kid at a fast food place, I'm like,
Yeah,
I mean, unless it's in the family.
He loved Good Burger. He was really dedicated.
It could be a family business. I mean, a family thing, tradition.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What was this? What was the synopsis on this thing? Hold on.
Just get the read.
Let me see if I can find it on IMDb.
I was gonna say Scott just read it.
They reconnected. That's all. Yeah. The Good Burger trailer just dropped like an hour ago.
Oh, one thing we also didn't talk about because I know.
Oh my God, the cast on this thing.
Yeah.
Carmen Electra. Jillian Bell, Little Rel Howery. Lori Beth Denberg. Oh my God, they're bringing more and all that people.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's probably great member berries. But here's the thing: they got this thing done, and I guess in the can before the writer's strike and before like the SAG strike and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To get it done for a November 22 release. So this movie's coming out in like 3 months.
Yeah.
2 to 3 months.
And then
on IMDb it doesn't state the date. That's for sure.
I just saw November. That's all.
So. I did like throughout the week we got the Loki season 2 trailer, and it's got Sylvie working at McDonald's.
Dude, I think at this point nobody cares about Marvel. I hate to say it.
Dude, I've already been to McDonald's and I've seen the.
Did you just say no? I think people are excited for Loki season 2. I'm just saying.
They're not. Dude, it's Disney Plus. Nobody gives a half a shit about Disney Plus at this point.
Not to say there aren't going to be Loki fans, because Loki was one of the few good shows that they had when they were first starting to roll out shows. But is it going to have the fanfare that this first season did? No. Especially considering what's going on with Jonathan Majors.
No, Jonathan Majors was cleared.
Yeah, but you still
was he cleared?
You got to deal with the PR headaches of that. It's still PR crap.
Yeah, it's still PR crap, but he was cleared because of the girl basically ran off because she was she did some criminal thing and she left and they was like, nah, chick, you gotta come back.
Well, I know they've minimized his visage in the promotional material, so
What are we talking
I don't
about? Sorry,
know if they're
Jonathan
going to
Majors.
change that within the next few weeks before the show comes on, because I think it's going to come on after Ahsoka's done, right? Or is it
It's
going
in
to coincide
November,
with
isn't it?
I
November,
don't know.
October for Loki?
I'm not even sure. I'm excited about Ahsoka at this point. I mean, I have like no faith in Disney, and I loved Ahsoka. I love the character.
No
Ahsoka.
faith.
Very little. Listen, I loved Ahsoka and Clone Wars all the way through Rebels. You know, I liked her in The Mandalorian, but you know, for that small little cameo, which cameo was fine. But I just, you know me, I don't trust Disney anymore to really pull out a good product. I've been disappointed too many times.
So you're swinging all of your support to Good Burger 2.
No, dude, right now it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Demon Slayer, and Grace and Frankie, and basically pitch meeting also. So, but,
Oh, don't worry. Once that live action One Piece comes on, we'll give you something more to work with.
yeah. Well,
I'll
match that in between all the MMA stuff I got to do. So
now the question is it weekly or is it releasing all at once for the One
oh,
Piece?
it's weekly. They want to drag out your money.
They need the content because nothing else is really flowing like that.
Yeah,
because I was saying
canceled the other shows that they had weekly.
Not that we're gonna. I know none of you guys have seen it because I know you guys are not fans of this. But the High School Musical series came out and they released all 8 episodes all at once. So it was interesting. Instead of doing weekly, it came all 8 episodes right there, right then for the last season.
Is it the final season?
It is the final season.
Well, then that's why. Because I believe it was weekly before, just like a lot of the other stuff was before, like Mighty Ducks and all that. But if it's going to be the end, then yeah, what's the point? Just get it out there.
Right.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was the last season. It was cool. Some original cast members came back. They did give a shout out to Zac Efron, the person who played Sharpay, Ashley Tisdale, and then Gabrielle did. They didn't come back in the show, but almost everybody else made an appearance.
No Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, and no, they gave her. Yeah, they gave her a shout out.
all right.
So it was interesting.
Just like all these, franchise extensions. It's like they never really get the big name.
They had Chad. Chad came back. And you know,
I don't know which one that is.
But it was funny. The way they did that is they're like, where's these people? Oh, they've been quiet on the group chat. So that was their like quick mention of basically saying they haven't been active, you know. But everybody else did come back. It was good for what it was. So yeah.
It was definitely content to watch.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the people that needed the paycheck came back to the show.
Well, listen, they don't have the paychecks coming in from the film industry right now. They have to focus on their other investments.
Fair.
What I did like about it is they kind of broke like fourth wall with it, because what they did is when these people came back, they're like, I'm the actor, not the character. So they're like, you know.
That is way too confusing.
Yeah, that is confusing.
But no, it actually made sense because like one of the characters, she even explained, she's like, yeah, it's not about being famous. You know, she was explaining to one of the characters about basically not being famous, but about like, you know, she's like, yeah, I got popular off of it, but you know. So it was cool where they said, quick thing, I know we're about to wrap up. Yeah. It was funny as they mentioned the strike in the thing, because she's like, I'm gonna be scabbed for this or something like that, because they were doing a production. So it was interesting that they brought that relevancy.
Listen, I
think Scott is just like, I need a tea and an Advil.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing. I'm burned. My brain's shut down at this point.
Yes.
Well, also it's hot as shit down here, though.
Yes, it's 100 degrees all this week.
No, I mean it's hot as shit down here.
The head of Streampunk Entertainment can only take so much streaming.
Yes.
And fair enough, especially that High School Musical, the series. Look, if your title already takes like more than 2 seconds to say,
when your title is longer than the title of the Borat movie.
Both
it
Borat
was good.
movies.
As a 90s kid that grew up with High School Musical, I enjoyed it.
Dude, you're not a 90s kid. You're an O's kid.
Hey, I am 90s. I was born 97. I don't want to hear it.
Do you? Okay,
And
no,
that,
ladies.
I'm an
Here-
80s
On
baby,
that note,
90s
guys.
kid.
Rob,
You don't
here's
count necessarily
here's
the
rule.
decade
You have
you're
to
in. You
understand
count.
this. The rule is if you have moments that you remember from the decade itself.
Yes.
Okay, you have memories of when you were 2 years old in 1999.
Yeah, actually, there are things I do remember.
That might explain some things.
All right, that's what it is. Like I said, my here's the thing. If you actually, like I said, you remember things from that decade, you qualify, fine,
My first memory was falling down really, really fast, and then all of a sudden I blacked out.
Yes. I remember
My
basically
next memory, it was my 10th birthday.
I was sitting inside this pool, and then suddenly I was outside, and it was really, really bright, and I started crying, and some asshole who I never met was whacked me in the back and made me cry.
And on that note,
and then my entire meal ticket that was down here got pulled out.
I remember when I was 6 years old and my family took me down south to South Carolina, and the dog basically ran and stole my shoe.
Was this a Newark thing where you're like all part?
No, this was South Carolina. South Carolina.
My oldest memory was when I was 5 years old, and my family went to Disney World, and I was so excited. I ran into the elevator before everyone else, and then I was just moving in the elevator all alone, and I started crying because I thought I had been abandoned. Because it was my first real vacation. I wasn't sure what elevators were, and then I'm like, "Mom, Mom!" And then the doors open and she's there. It's like, "Don't do that again."
My first memory, I was 3 years old, 3 years and a month, and I was shooting a gun.
Wow.
And that note, ladies and gentlemen, this is what Entertainment. Tell us what the Phil said. And I'm Davion. That's Scott. That's Rob. And that's Brian. And we're out of here.
see you in
Like
the
a
future.
shot.